Zambia's former First Lady, Esther Lungu, has vowed to appeal against a ruling by the country's Economic and Financial Crimes Court, which ordered she forfeits 15 commercial buildings to the state. On Friday, September 27th, the court ruled that a 63-year-old Esther Lungu illegally acquired the commercial residential property located in Stellenbosch area in Zambia's capital, Lusaka. The estimated value of the two-story buildings has also been disputed, with some reports saying the 15 flats are valued at a total of 41.6 million Zambian kwacha, an equivalent of $1.6 million. Zambia's ZNBC reports that the buildings are valued at 66 million kwacha, or $2.5 million. Former President Edgar Lungu's Patriotic Front Party has described that figure as inflated. A past state investigation indicated the value of the property was 24.3 million kwacha, or $1.4 million, using the then exchange rate. Former First Lady Esther Lungu was arrested on May 30th this year in connection with acquisition of the flats. She was thereafter released on bail. According to the prosecution, Mrs. Lungu failed to give a reasonable explanation of how she acquired the property. The former First Lady told the Economic and Financial Crimes Court that the flats were largely built by her husband, former President Lungu, and that the buildings were only registered in her name. On Friday, Justices Pixie Yangailo, Vincent Siloka, and Ian Mabolobolo ruled that Mrs. Lungu failed to produce evidence that she lawfully acquired the property. The judges thereafter ordered that Director of Public Prosecution Gilbert Piri should oversee the process of disposing of the property and the proceeds given to the government. The ruling was delivered amid tight security at the court in Lusaka. The judges had that Mrs. Lungu illegally acquired the property in Lusaka from 2013 to 2021. During that period, her spouse, Edgar Lungu, served as defense minister from 2013 to 2015 and thereafter as president from 2015 to 2021. The prosecution said in May 2022 it received information from a credible source alleging Mrs. Lungu was owning illegally acquired commercial property. Upon investigation, the prosecution said the buildings were valued at 24.3 million kwacha. The prosecution added that Mrs. Lungu's traceable funds in her bank accounts was 3.1 million kwacha, an equivalent of $180,000 at the time of probe. The state added there was no evidence that Mrs. Lungu had a regular source of income to generate the extra money. The court said on Friday that Mrs. Lungu will not face jail time because she was arraigned under a non-conviction-based matter. Meanwhile, former President Edgar Lungu had termed the investigation politically motivated. In an interview with the Voice of America in June 2024, Lungu said he helped his wife acquire the buildings. The 67-year-old said the funds came from his practice as a lawyer as well as other investments during his time in politics.
But what they've done here is they've said, look, your wife earned 3 million in the last 10 years, but the property she has is 20 million. Forgetting that I was there with her and I was supporting her. And she says, my husband helped me. And you can't come and look at my bank accounts, look at my income and assess whether I was able to grow her property up to the time of leaving office.